Hey everyone, my name is Robin Solonenko and I'm your Access 365 database instructor. And this is a video from my Access Expert class. One level of security you can add to your database is a login dialog box. In this video, I'll show you how to create such a login dialog box, and this way here you can add various users to use your database. Just remember, don't lose the password. So don't forget to check out the entire Access Expert course, and we'll see you on the other side. Welcome back everybody to this section where we talk about bulletproofing your Access application. And in the first topic, we're going to look at creating a login dialog box for your users. We're now at the point where we're practically done development. We've done our tables and queries and forms and reports, and we do have a couple more things to show you in that aspect. But overall, we're pretty much done. So now we have to kind of get ready for deployment, and there's a couple little tips and tricks to help tighten things up here a little bit. And the first one is this login screen, because at this point, as you know, you've been opening up this document from whatever drive it's sitting in, and it opens up right into this screen here. And of course, this isn't the way you're going to be for your users. This is for you, but not for them. So first thing we're going to look at is a login screen. Now, before we do that, we need to create a table to hold the login information. So let's go up to your Create tab, and we'll go straight to Table Design. And we're only going to have 3 fields in here: ID and username and password. Okay, and a couple things here. The the ID is going to be an auto number. So this is the one of the data types that we try and stay away from, because when you're using an auto number, it basically means you don't have any other unique identifiers. Now, I suppose you could have, in our example, we could have the badge ID if it's officers, but then of course we also have other civilians maybe, so that causes the grief. So we might have to use an employee ID. But using an auto number can be difficult when you're trying to make relationships, because the other table has to have an equal auto number on the other side. That's why we try and stay away from these. But in this example, we'll use it, and we'll also make that the primary key, that field, and that's it for that field. Username, we'll just keep them short, so I'll put 10 field size down here. The password as well, we'll make that 10, but the key with the password is in the input mask down here, ... Sure, we can save it. We'll call it user, we'll call it login information. Whoops, login information. Okay, down here in this input mask, it needs to be password, of course, because you don't want to have a table where anybody can open and see passwords. So now is when you get to put your password input mask in, and just finish it, and that's it. So save it and switch it over to datasheet view, and there it is. So username, you can put your own name, and you can put your password in. I'm just using password 123456. So whatever it is, don't forget it. And if I want to do another, say student 01, and again 123456. Okay, so that's all there is to creating the table that holds that information. Pretty straightforward there, nothing too hard. Okay, close that out. Now we need to create a form that will access that information. So let's create a modal dialog form, but this time we're going to create it a little bit differently. We've been having you go create a form through your form design or form wizard and making it modal and dialog or pop-up. Now let's do this one here. Underneath more forms, there is a modal dialog. So when you go straight into that one, it automatically comes with 2 buttons for us, an OK and a cancel, which we'll change the OK in a minute. And underneath the other, you'll see the modal and pop-up is already turned on. And I believe even the navigation buttons are off and record selectors are off. So it saves us a little bit of time there. And if you were just to go test it, you can see it. Here it is, modal dialog, and it's pop up and our buttons are ready to go. So that's will help you when you do a lot of these modal pop-up ones. Okay, however, we're going to adjust the size here a bit. I'm going to move this buttons over here. We're going to size this form down maybe like that. I'm going to change the background color of this form a bit. Let's see here. Bum, 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 bum. I'm going to make it black. Okay, I'm going to put a label on this. So something like that. Larger font, bold and white. Size to fit. Got a nice little login label there. Okay, and let's throw in 2 text boxes. So go to your controls there, 2 text boxes. First one is login name. And the second one, whoops, will be password. Oopsie daisy. Try that again. Boom. Password. Okay, and I'm just going to do some basic coloring here. Bold and white. We'll do some alignments. Okay, and move that over. And align that. These down a bit. Oh. Okay, let's see how she looks. Looks pretty good. That's our soon-to-be login. Let's go ahead and back in design. I'll quickly save this as well. We don't want to lose all that hard work. We'll call it login screen. And we're almost ready to go. Okay. We still need to label, name these properly. So that first login name unbound box, currently here you see it's text 3. That should be a login name, one word. And the, what else here? The text box, that shouldn't be text 7. It's txt password. Okay. So go ahead and label those names from the All tab. First one is login name, second one's txt password. All right, now if you go back to your resource files that you downloaded for this course, wherever you put them, there's a file in those documents. It should be a Word document, and it's called Code for Chapter 4. Here is the VBA code. I didn't want to have to you type all this in, but I'll explain it here when we put it in. So copy this from the document that's downloaded. So if you want to pause the video, go get it and copy it, and then come back to our video. And what we need to do, that code needs to be applied to the on-click event of the OK button. So if you click the OK, go to the Event tab. It comes with an embedded macro, of course. And if you were to click on that ... you get this screen, and we don't want that. So I close out. I just click in here and I delete that embedded macro. And instead, when I click on the ... I want to choose Code Builder. So I go into VBA. And when I go into the VBA screen, now I can paste this in here. You might have to line it up a bit if you like. Whoopsie daisy. Try that again. Put some space in. Now I can explain to you what it's doing. So the first thing it does is an if statement. Really, it's all it is 2 if statements. So if the login name, that's why we named it login name there, if that is null, then you send a message back to the user, please enter your username. Else is the text password null. If that is, then give another message. So it does these 2 tests first. And if it says, okay, well, no, it's not null, and no, that's not null, then I'm going to go ahead and do this embedded if here, where what you're learning here is a new function called DLOOKUP, where it goes and looks up the username has to be the exact name. So in regards to your own table, you have to use it how it is here. If you use a different name or a different spacing, please rechange this right here to these are the field names that are in that table. So it goes to the table, looks up that username in that table again called login information, and if it looks it up, and if that is null, or again the other one, then we have incorrect username and password if it can't find that combination. If it does find the combination, then do command close, which means close the dialog box or this login screen and open the form called, and we'll switch this here to make sure this is MDP main menu. This has to be the name of the main menu screen. Okay. All right. So that's what happens if the user clicks OK. All right, let's close that out. Save your login screen here. So make sure you save it first. Now let's go test it. So when you go to form view, there it is. So first I'm not going to enter anything in. I hit OK, and there you go. I must enter your username. Okay, so then I'll go enter my username. I won't do the password. And so we know that's working. Must enter your password. Fair enough. So I put my password in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and I'm in. It works. Great. Okay, now there's one more thing I should probably do is in that login screen. You notice when you were typing your password, it's actually showing your password. So if you remember, we do have here, if you activate that text box, there should be on the data tab a input mask here, and here's where you can put in the password one so people do not see the password if someone's walking by their desk. So we'll give that a try one more time. So I'll put my name and password in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can see there's the asterisk so nobody can see what I'm typing. All right, but we still have one more thing to do. We already tested the username and password in the OK. What happens if I hit cancel? If I hit cancel, it just closes out the form. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Let's give that a try again. So if I close out the main menu, I open up my login screen, because this will happen by default. So if imagine when you open up this database, this comes in, if you know your username and password, if you hit cancel, it goes right back into navigation. So we can't have that. So go back into your design of the login screen, click your cancel button, and you'll see there's an embedded macro there, and that's what we want this time. Click the ... to edit this, and you can see it says close window, and that's the action we don't want. So way on the right side here, I'm going to delete that, and the action I want is quit access. Right? Where is it? Can't see it. There. Oh, I thought I'd seen it. There it is. Quit access. Okay, so you want to quit access, of course, save all, and that's it. So close that, save it. So now when we make sure you save your form, if you come in here and you say, I don't care, I hit cancel, it actually closes out the entire database, which is what we want. So come back one more time into your access. It'll probably ask you for, or it's not asking us yet for the login because we have to tell it to do that. So go, once you're back in your database, go to File, Options, and choose Current Database. And right here it says Display Form. You want to choose your login screen. So what you're saying is every time this gets opened up, you open up the login screen first. So click OK, and you have to restart the database for this to work. So let's do a test. Reopen the database. Oops, close it out first, I guess. Reopen the database. Boom, there's my login screen. So if I hit cancel, it closes it out. So it's perfect. Now I'll do it again. This time I'll actually enter it in, and I should get in. Now, before I hit OK or anything, just a side note, I am well aware that your navigation pane is still here. We're going to work on that this section, get rid of that. First, we want to make sure this works. I click OK, and boom, we're in. There's my main menu. All right, so that is your login screen. It is your first level of defense. And yes, we still have a few more items to clear up here because, of course, we don't want people to see the navigation when they're logging in. But the point of this topic was just to get your login screen working and to get it so when you open up your database, it's the first thing you see. In the meantime, if you want to go back to your file options and make the main menu your default opening form, you're welcome to do that just to bypass the login screen while we're developing. But for now, that's all we have to say for that topic. We'll see you in the next one where we actually look at password protecting your entire database. See you on the other side.